Good evening, and welcome. Tonight, you're about to embark on a journey into the heart of winter, through the ancient traditions of the Slavic people. As the quiet of the night settles in, let the story guide you through a world where darkness is met with firelight, and the coldest of winters is filled with warmth, music, and timeless rituals. Allow the rhythm of the tale to gently lead you, inviting you to relax and become immersed in this peaceful journey. Picture a cold, bitter winter's night in the heart of the Slavic lands, where the world is blanketed in a thick layer of snow. The nights are long, the darkness feels never-ending, and the biting cold seems to seep into every corner of life. Above, the stars flicker faintly through the frozen sky. But it is not the stars that offer hope. It is the people below, gathered in warmth, their hearts full of ancient traditions. Despite the harshness of winter, there is always a spark of warmth, a reminder that light will return. In this frozen world, where the winds howl and the nights stretch on endlessly, the Slavic people have always found ways to celebrate. They understand that winter is not just a season of survival, but a time to honor the light that will eventually return. They know that no matter how dark or cold the night, dawn will break and spring will come again. And so, they gather together to share in ancient rituals, lighting fires, singing songs, and dancing through the long, cold nights, rituals that connect them to the world around them, to the earth beneath their feet, and to each other. Tonight, you'll explore the rich tapestry of winter festivals that the Slavic people have celebrated for centuries. Beyond the well-known Kolyada and Maslenitsa, you'll delve into the warmth of Kupala, the midsummer festival, and the chilling beauty of the Vasilisa, the beautiful legend. Two rituals that have, over time, become synonymous with light, hope, and renewal. But first, imagine standing beside a roaring fire, listening to the echoes of laughter and song floating through the cold air. Around you, people are joining together, families, friends, neighbors, all sharing in the collective warmth of these ancient customs. These rituals, though rooted in ancient times, remain alive in the hearts of the people who celebrate them, and through their voices, you will find the strength to face the cold and hold on to the promise that light will always return. Now, as the fire flickers before you, take a moment to settle in, close your eyes, and let the rhythm of the night guide you. There's no need to rush. Let your body relax into the quiet of the evening, as the warmth of this ancient world fills you with comfort. With each word, imagine the glow of the fire, the soft crunch of snow beneath your feet, and the gentle sound of music and laughter rising in the air. Tonight's journey will take you deep into the heart of these Slavic traditions, where darkness and light dance together. Let the steady beat of the drums and the flickering flames lull you into a state of peace as you explore the customs that have kept the spirit of winter alive for centuries. With every step, you'll understand that the coldest of winters holds within it the seed of hope, the promise of new life, and the light that will eventually return. As the longest night of the year approaches and the sun begins to sink lower, the world around you seems to shift. The summer solstice has arrived. It's a night of transition, where darkness and light meet in a delicate dance. In the distance, you hear the crackling of a bonfire. You can feel the heat radiating from the flames, smell the smoke in the air, and sense the magic that begins to stir in the atmosphere. It's the Kupala festival, and you can feel the pulse of nature around you, ready to celebrate the return of light. As you stand on the outskirts of your village, Surrounded by the growing warmth of the flames, you're reminded that this festival is more than just a celebration of the passing of the seasons. It's a time to reconnect with the rhythms of nature, to celebrate the light and the life that sustains you. For the Slavic people, the Cupola festival marks the turning point when the sun reaches its peak, shining its brightest, and yet also heralding the beginning of its eventual retreat. This is a festival that honors the eternal cycle of light and dark, growth and decay. As the fire crackles, casting flickering shadows over your face, you understand that this is a celebration not only of light but of hope, rebirth, and renewal. The bonfires serve as a reminder that even as the days will begin to grow shorter, there is always the promise of light on the horizon. You are part of this cycle, participating in a ritual of cleansing and renewal that connects you to those who came before and will come after you. Tonight, as you take part in the Kupala festival, you are honoring an ancient tradition. You will light the bonfires, jump through the flames, and bask in the power of the sun, the fire, and the earth. This is your opportunity to shed the past year's burdens, to welcome the new with open arms, and to embrace the life force that fuels the world around you. As the bonfires are lit, a deep sense of connection stirs inside of you. The flames seem to dance before you, as if alive, beckoning you to come closer. You can feel the warmth on your skin as the fire rises higher, crackling and sparking into the night. The fire is a symbol, a manifestation of life and light, of the energy that courses through the veins of the world, through the veins of you. It is a reminder of the vital force that sustains everything. The fire burns brightly, filling the air with the power to push back the darkness, to overcome the long winter months that may be ahead. In this moment, you are not just an observer, you are a participant in a ritual that celebrates the eternal presence of light in the world. The fire is an elemental force that transforms, purifies, and illuminates. It represents the sun, which reaches its peak on this day and begins its gradual descent. The bonfires stand as a reminder that the life-giving power of the sun, even as it recedes, will return again. The light that fills the fire isn't just physical, it is spiritual. The flames themselves carry the energy of creation, renewal, and purification. As you stand near the fire, you understand that this is not just a celebration of the season, but a spiritual act. The flames offer more than warmth, they offer the promise of cleansing. As you gaze into the fire, you know that the darkness of your own life, the burdens, the struggles, the challenges will be cast aside. You are here to be renewed, to shed the old and invite the new. The festival begins to reach its peak as couples, families, and friends gather around the bonfire, ready to take part in one of the most cherished rituals of the Cupola festival, jumping over the fire. You watch, your heart quickening, as people begin to take turns leaping over the flames. There is a sense of anticipation, a palpable energy in the air. The flames rise, flickering and dancing, and as the first group jumps, you feel the energy surge around you. You know that tonight is about more than just the joy of celebration. It is about cleansing, renewal, and the release of everything from the past year that no longer serves you. As you step closer to the fire, the heat becomes more intense. The fire seems to pulse with its own rhythm, its own power. You feel the pull of the flames, but also a strange sense of peace. This fire, which represents the sun and life, is also a gateway to a new beginning. As you prepare to jump, you feel a surge of energy from deep within yourself. It's as though the fire has awakened something inside you, a desire for change, a need for renewal. In this moment, you are not just leaping over the fire, you are leaping over the obstacles in your life. The fire represents the darkness of the past, the challenges that have held you back. As you run toward the flames, you can feel the weight of your old fears, doubts, and burdens. And in that moment, as your feet leave the ground and you soar through the air, you leave the past behind. You land on the other side of the fire, feeling an overwhelming sense of lightness, freedom, and renewal. The fire has purified you, and you step forward into the new season with an open heart, ready to embrace whatever comes next. For many, this jump is symbolic of more than just personal renewal. It is an act of purification, a ritual that allows you to let go of negative energy, misfortune, and bad luck from the past year. As you stand on the other side of the fire, you feel free from whatever has been holding you back. It's a powerful feeling, one that connects you to the ancient roots of this tradition. For centuries, people have jumped over the flames, seeking to cleanse themselves and embrace a future filled with light and possibility. The ritual is also about togetherness. Couples, especially, are drawn to the fire's light, as they too seek a symbol of unity. You watch as couples leap together, hand in hand, leaping over the flames as a symbol of shared strength and the promise of a brighter future. This is not just an individual act, it's a communal experience, one that binds you together with those around you, united by the flame of life and the hope for renewal. The Cupola Festival is not merely a celebration of the passing seasons, it is a spiritual journey. As you participate in the festival, you become part of something much larger than yourself. The bonfires, the rituals, and the symbolism all serve to reconnect you to the cycles of nature, the ebb and flow of light and darkness, life and death. You are reminded that, just like the sun, your own light must be nurtured and celebrated. The rituals of jumping over the fire and lighting the bonfires are an opportunity for self-reflection, a moment to examine what in your life needs to be let go. Just as the fire purifies and cleanses the village, it purifies and cleanses your soul. Through the fire, you release your fears, your regrets, and your past mistakes, allowing yourself to embrace the light of the future. As the fire continues to burn, you feel the light within you grow. The festival, in all its beauty and power, brings a sense of connection to the earth, to the sun, and to the people around you. You are reminded that life is cyclical. Just as the fire fades, the sun will return again, bringing new hope and possibilities. You are part of this eternal cycle. And tonight, as you celebrate the Cupola Festival, you connect to something ancient and profound, a force of life that transcends time and space. As the bonfires burn down to embers, and the last of the ritual jumpers leap over the flames, you feel a deep sense of renewal. The night is fading, but the fire has left a mark on your soul. You stand in the glow of the embers, knowing that tonight has been more than just a festival, it has been a journey of transformation. The Cupola Festival reminds you of the power of fire, the light within, and the eternal promise that, no matter how long the darkness lasts, the light will always return. You have been cleansed, purified, and renewed. As the day breaks and the light returns to the world, you step forward into a new season, ready to face whatever challenges may come, carrying the flame of hope within you. As the final embers of the bonfire flicker and die down, you stand in the afterglow, a profound sense of peace washing over you. The night has been filled with magic, energy, and fire, a fire that not only lit the sky but has also illuminated something deep within you. You can still feel the warmth of the flames, the heat on your skin, the energy that came from the fire itself, lingering like a soft embrace. Now that the festival has drawn to a close, you take a moment to reflect. You have participated in something far more significant than just lighting fires or jumping over flames. Kolyada Festival isn't just about welcoming the summer solstice, it's about renewal and purification on a deep, personal level. It is a spiritual journey that takes you from the darkness of winter into the light of the summer, both literally and metaphorically. As you look around, the village seems different. The air feels fresher, and there's an undeniable energy that hums in the atmosphere. You have just taken part in an ancient tradition, one that connects you to the past, to the wisdom of your ancestors, and to the eternal cycle of life. The fire, which represented both the sun's light and the darkness it must ultimately overcome, has transformed you in some subtle, perhaps imperceptible way. You feel lighter, more open, and more connected to the world around you. The ritual of jumping over the fire, an act that seemed so simple at first, has purified you. The darkness you once carried, the burdens from the past year, the negative energy, the mistakes you've made has been cleansed by the flames. The fire's cleansing power has burned away the impurities, leaving you renewed, just as the earth is renewed after each cycle of the seasons. Now, as you stand in the twilight hours, you are reminded that the light within you is stronger than ever. The sun's light is not just an external force. It is a reflection of the light that lives inside you, your spirit, your hope, your potential. And this light is something that no darkness can ever fully extinguish. The fire, throughout the Kolyada festival, has been more than just a source of light. It is a spiritual force. It represents the life-giving energy of the sun, the eternal cycle of light and darkness, and the divine connection between humans and the natural world. Fire has always been sacred. In every culture, it serves as a symbol of life, of transformation, and of purification. And in this festival, the fire is the central force that brings people together, renewing them physically and spiritually. You, like many others, understand that jumping over the fire is not just a playful act, it is a ritual of deep spiritual significance. It is about letting go of everything that no longer serves you, the negative influences, the fears, and the regrets that hold you back. By leaping through the flames, you are metaphorically leaping into the new season of life, free from the weight of the past. The fire is a bridge between the world of the living and the spiritual realm, and as you jump, you connect with something far greater than yourself. You are not simply participating in a festival. You are partaking in an ancient spiritual act that has been passed down for generations. It is a ritual of rebirth, a purification that invites light to enter your life anew, just as the sun rises higher with every day. The Kolyada festival is deeply rooted in the connection between humans and the earth, between you and the natural cycles that govern existence. As the festival celebrates the longest day of the year, it also highlights the eternal relationship between humans and nature. The festival is a way of honoring the elements, celebrating the sun, the earth, and the fire that sustain life. By lighting the bonfires, you are not just following a tradition, you are reconnecting with the elemental forces of nature. Fire represents not only the life force of the sun, but the destructive power of nature, which can renew and purify everything in its path. The fire is a reminder that life is always in flux, always in transition, and that change is not something to fear, but something to embrace. The Cupola festival also brings people together. Families, communities, and villages unite to celebrate the life-giving power of the sun and the renewing power of fire. You, alongside your loved ones and fellow villagers, are part of this shared experience. The festival serves as a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is always a community to support you. As the fire burns brightly, you are reminded of the infinite connection between humans and the natural world. The earth provides the fuel for the fire, the wind feeds it, and the sun makes it burn brighter. The fire, like the cycles of nature, connects you to everything around you. This ritual, then, is not just about personal transformation, but about spiritual unity with the world. The Cupola festival is not just a one-night celebration. It is a ritual passed down through generations, a tradition that has been shared by your ancestors, and one that will be passed down to future generations. As you look around at the faces of those celebrating with you, you see children, elders, and everyone in between, each of them connected by the same force, the same fire that has burned for centuries. The legacy of Cupola transcends time. This festival is a reminder that you are part of a larger story, one that stretches back to ancient times. Your participation in the rituals, your connection to the fire, the sun, and the earth, places you in direct alignment with the ancient practices of those who came before you. This is a shared cultural experience, one that connects you to your ancestors and descendants. As the flames flicker and the night deepens, you realize that you too are part of this cycle, part of the unbroken chain of life that spans generations. This is a celebration of life, of light, and of the eternal renewal that comes with each passing year. As the festival draws to a close, and the final embers of the bonfire fade into the night, you are left with a deep sense of peace. The Cupola festival has been a celebration of life, of light, of fire, and of renewal. But more than that, it has been a reminder of the light within you, the light that never fades, no matter how dark the world may seem. You leave the festival with a sense of renewed purpose, knowing that the light of the sun will return again, just as the bonfires burned bright, and as you jumped over the flames, you too are renewed, purified, and ready for the next phase of your journey. The light of the Cupola festival is now a part of you, a part of your soul, guiding you through the seasons, through the darkness, and into the light of a new beginning. Certainly, let's continue with part 2 of the Cupola festival, expanding further into the emotional and spiritual impact, while deepening the connections with the traditions, community, and the symbolism behind the fire. This continuation will tie together the ritual of cleansing, the spiritual unity shared during the festival, and the legacy that lasts beyond the night. The fire's purification isn't just a physical phenomenon. As you stand near the embers that now crackle gently, a profound sense of release fills your chest. In the flames, the past year's misfortunes, worries, and the emotional baggage that has clung to you like a shadow are no longer yours to carry. Each flicker of the fire, each crackling spark, seems to burn away the remnants of unspoken fears, past regrets, and unresolved pain. The air around you feels fresher, lighter, as if the fire has purged not just the village, but your very soul. This is the true essence of the Cupola festival. It is not only about celebrating the return of the light, but also about letting go of all that has weighed you down in the previous year. The bonfires are your chance to release what is no longer needed. Perhaps it's a relationship that has soured, a failure that has shaped your self-worth, or an unhealthy habit that keeps you tethered to the past. Tonight, the flames offer a chance for healing. As the heat of the fire reaches your skin, you feel its warmth and vitality, and you know that this is a moment to transform. The jumping over the fire symbolizes more than just a ritual. It's an act of courage. The courage to let go of what no longer serves you and to embrace the new. You jump, leaving behind your doubts, and as you land, you feel renewed. The world seems to open up in front of you, light pouring in. Where once there was only shadow, you, like the many who gather around the bonfires, partake in this spiritual cleansing. Each step towards the fire is an act of personal transformation, the ritual of release that prepares you for what's to come. The flames purify the soul, and with each leap over the fire, you feel the layers of the old self peeling away, making space for new possibilities. Just as the flames consume the logs, so too do they consume your past burdens, offering you a fresh start. The Cupola Festival is not just a series of individual acts. It is a collective experience, a shared ritual that binds the community together. As you jump over the fire, you are not alone. You are surrounded by others who are experiencing the same purification, the same renewal. This shared act of celebration creates a sense of spiritual unity, one that transcends the individual and connects everyone to the community and to the divine forces that flow through all things. The fire is the central force that unites everyone. As it burns, its flames are a symbol of shared strength, each flame representing a person, a family, a village, each one participating in the ritual of cleansing, leaving behind the darkness of the past and moving forward together into the light. You feel the energy of those around you, the collective hope that rises as the bonfire burns higher. The fire is the physical manifestation of your shared light, your shared spirit. The connection is palpable. Everyone feels it. In the warmth of the flames, you begin to understand that life is not just about personal transformation, it's about community and connection. The fire, as much as it represents individual renewal, also represents the strength of unity. You are part of something far larger than yourself. The fire's light binds the people of the village together as you share in this ritual of cleansing, of embracing the light, of renewing your spirits. It's not just about jumping over the fire, it's about the shared experience of doing so. You are not alone in this journey. The people around you, your loved ones, and the entire village participate in this spiritual cleansing. Together, you form a bond that stretches beyond words, beyond physical touch. It is the light of the festival that unites you in this moment, and that light will carry you all through the coming days, reminding you that no matter how dark the winter may be, you are never truly alone. The Cupola Festival is an ancient tradition that transcends the generations. As you stand by the bonfire, feeling the warmth on your skin and hearing the crackling of the flames, you realize that this is not just a festival for this year, this day, or even this generation. Kupala is a tradition passed down from ancient ancestors, a legacy that stretches across time, linking you with those who came before. You are part of something that has endured for centuries, something eternal. In the flickering flames, you see echoes of your ancestors. They too stood by the fire, jumped through the flames, and felt the purification that this ritual brings. Their energy, their spirits, are still present in the fire, in the ritual, in the light. As you leap over the flames, you are not just renewing yourself, you are honoring the legacy of your people, those who found solace and strength in the fire, those who embraced the light year after year. As the fire burns brightly in front of you, you realize that this festival is more than just a celebration. It is a reminder that you are part of a long-standing tradition, one that connects the past, present, and future. The ritual of jumping over the fire has been passed down through generations, and by partaking in it, you are continuing the cycle, ensuring that the light, the strength, the hope, and the purification will continue for years to come. The Kupala festival is not just about one night. It marks the beginning of a new cycle, the rebirth of light, the promise of spring. Just as the fire that burns tonight will eventually fade, you know that the light of the sun will always return. The festival serves as a reminder that the light both in nature and within you is eternal. As the days grow shorter, the darkness will inevitably return, but you now have the fire to see you through. It is a promise that no matter how long the winter may last, the light will always return. As the festival concludes and the embers of the fire die down, you feel a sense of calm and hope. The light within you, which you have celebrated and purified tonight, will carry you through the coming months. It will guide you, just as the bonfires lit the path for you and your community this evening. The ritual of jumping over the fire has not only cleansed you, but has renewed your connection to the eternal cycle of life. Now, as the sun begins to set again, you understand that the light is not just something outside of you, it is within you. The festival of Kupala has taught you that you carry the fire, the warmth, the strength, and the potential to renew yourself, no matter what comes your way. Just as the seasons change, so too will you continue to grow, change, and evolve, carrying the light forward for another year. As the last embers of the fire are extinguished and the festival draws to a close, you feel a profound sense of peace. The Kupala festival has not just been a celebration, it has been a spiritual journey, a ritual of cleansing, renewal, and connection to the eternal light. The bonfire, with its purifying flames, has burned away your doubts and fears, and you now stand, renewed, ready to face the seasons ahead. You are reminded that the light is always with you, that it burns within you even when the days grow darker. The Kupala festival is not just an annual celebration, it is a celebration of the eternal return of light. And by participating in this ritual, you become part of something far larger than yourself, a cycle that connects you to the past, the present, and the future. The cold winds of winter cut through the trees like sharp blades, the night stretching on endlessly, and the snow falls in thick, heavy layers. You can feel the chill deep in your bones, the winter seemingly endless. The earth is covered in a thick blanket of white, and it feels as though the cold is a weight pressing down on you. The darkness feels heavier in winter, like a constant reminder of the uncertainty that comes with it. Yet, you are not daunted by this harsh reality. As you stand before the towering trees, their limbs bare and skeletal, you don't see a challenge to fear. You see an opportunity to prove your strength. The hardships of winter are not obstacles, but lessons waiting to be learned. You have faced many trials before, and you will face many more. But your heart remains steady, full of wisdom and courage passed down through generations. As the cold bites deeper, you are reminded of the lessons your mother taught you. She was the first to show you the magic that flows through the land, to teach you the wisdom of nature and the mystical forces that govern the world. You carry these lessons with you, even now, when the darkness threatens to swallow everything around you. It was your mother who gave you the magical doll, a gift of love and protection. She told you, when you face darkness, turn to the doll, and it will guide you. These words, spoken softly in her final moments, are the light that continues to guide you now. As you trudge deeper into the forest, the wind howling around you, you feel a sense of uncertainty rise up inside you. The world feels silent too, silent, and the shadows stretch long across the snow. The trees seem to close in on you, their trunks gnarled and twisted, the forest both alive and yet dead at the same time. There is no sound but the wind, and for a moment you feel the weight of loneliness press on your chest. But then, in the pocket of your cloak, you feel the warmth of the magical doll. You can feel the presence of your mother's love still alive within it. The doll, though small and seemingly insignificant, carries with it an ancient wisdom, a wisdom that transcends time. In the stillness of the moment, you hear its voice, not in words, but in the pull of your heart, guiding you toward the right path. In this cold, dark place, you are reminded that you are never truly alone. The doll's presence, like your mother's love, is a reminder that there is light even in the darkest times. With a sense of resolve, you press on, following the doll's guidance. You are not just walking through the forest. You are walking a path of destiny, a path that leads you forward, even in the most uncertain of times. The harshest trials are not always found in the forest or the wild places of the world. They are often the inner battles, the struggles you face when you are up against forces that seek to break your spirit. In the case of your stepmother, the trials you face are designed to crush you. She has set tasks before you, impossible tasks, that test your strength and your resolve. She has sent you to do the hardest work, to face the most impossible situations, all in the hope of seeing you fail. But you are not so easily broken. You carry the wisdom of your mother and the light of the doll. When your stepmother sends you into the cold, forbidding forest to gather firewood, knowing that wolves lurk in the shadows, you do not hesitate. You know that the task before you is dangerous, but you are more than capable. The doll whispers a simple word of guidance, courage, and with that, you step forward, your heart filled with the light of your ancestors. The forest is silent as you walk, the only sound being the crunch of snow beneath your boots. Every tree seems to watch you, the branches twisting into strange shapes as though they are trying to warn you of the danger ahead. The night seems to stretch forever, the darkness closing in on you. But you are determined. You can feel the power of the doll in your hands, its magic surging through you, reminding you that this is not just a physical challenge but a spiritual one. In the deepest part of the forest, you find the dry wood you need. The snow has buried most of it, but the doll's magic illuminates the path forward. The trees seem to move aside for you, opening a way where none existed. When you return to your stepmother's house, the wood you gather is exactly what she demanded, and more. You have surpassed her expectations and proven that nothing she can throw at you will ever break your spirit. Your trials are far from over. In fact, the greatest test of your courage and wisdom comes when your stepmother sends you to face the most dangerous of all challenges. Baba Yaga, the witch who lives deep within the forest, feared by all who know her name. Baba Yaga is not just a figure of legend. She is the embodiment of the dark forces that threaten to consume you. She is evil incarnate, a force that exists to destroy the light in the world. But you are not afraid. You have faced darkness before, and you have learned that light, even the smallest flicker, can overcome the most powerful forces. As you approach Baba Yaga's hut, perched on chicken legs, you know this is not just another trial. This is a battle for your very soul. The trials Baba Yaga sets before you are impossible. The first task, separating grains from dirt, seems designed for failure. But the doll's magic helps you. It gives you the wisdom to find a solution. With patience and determination, you succeed. The second task, to churn butter in the coldest of conditions, also seems impossible. But you draw on the inner light that has always guided you, and you succeed. Baba Yaga is surprised and perhaps even impressed, but she does not show it. Finally, the ultimate test. You must retrieve fire from the heart of Baba Yaga's lair, a task that represents the essence of life itself. The fire is not just a physical flame. It is light, the most sacred of all forces. To retrieve it, you must enter the darkest corners of Baba Yaga's world, where the shadows threaten to overwhelm you. But you do not waver. With the doll's guidance and your own inner light, you face the darkness without fear. As you return from Baba Yaga's realm, carrying the fire with you, you know that this trial was not just about facing an evil witch. It was about facing the darkness within yourself. And you have emerged victorious. You have triumphed over darkness, and you carry with you the light that will continue to guide you through all that lies ahead. Vasilisa's journey is a timeless reminder that light will always triumph over darkness. Her wisdom, bravery, and inner strength carry her through trials that seem insurmountable. She faces the evil of her stepmother, the dangers of the forest, and the terror of Baba Yaga. But through it all, she remains unshaken. With the wisdom of her magical doll and the strength of her spirit, she overcomes every obstacle. In the end, you understand that the light that guided Vasilisa is not just an external force. It is within you. It is your own inner wisdom, your strength, and your goodness that will help you navigate the darkness of life. Like Vasilisa, you too have the power to face any challenge with courage, knowing that the light within you will always lead the way. As the long, cold winter months stretch on, you can feel the chill settling deeper into your bones. The wind howls outside, the white snowflakes swirling through the night air. Inside the village, however, there is a warmth, a collective light that has nothing to do with the physical fire that crackles in the hearth. It is the spiritual fire of the villagers, united by faith and hope, believing that the offerings they make to Vasilisa the Beautiful will bring them blessings to endure the harsh months ahead. You have witnessed the tradition for as long as you can remember. Each year, as the long nights draw near, the villagers gather to pay tribute to Vasilisa. The offerings are not just physical gifts. They are acts of devotion, expressions of gratitude, and pleas for protection. The rituals have been passed down from generation to generation, carrying the weight of centuries of tradition, belief, and reverence. And now it is your turn to take part, to offer your heart and spirit in a ritual that connects you to the ancient light that Vasilisa embodies. The gifts the villagers bring are simple, but rich with meaning. As you prepare your offerings, you understand that this is not just about what you give, but about what you receive not only from Vasilisa, but from the world around you. Bread is placed carefully before the altar, a symbol of nourishment and sustenance, the very foundation of life. Fruit, though scarce in winter, represents the harvest of the earth, and you place a small basket of dried apples at the altar's foot, hoping for the return of abundance in the months ahead. These offerings represent hope, the belief that, despite the cold and harshness of winter, there will always be a return, the return of light, the return of life. As you kneel in front of the statue of Vasilisa, carved with great care and reverence, the feeling of connection to something much larger than yourself washes over you. The statue, depicting Vasilisa holding her magical doll close to her chest, is a reminder of strength, wisdom, and protection. You reach out and place your offerings in front of her, as if entrusting your own hopes, dreams, and fears into her care. In doing so, you are not just honoring her memory, but you are placing your trust in her spirit, believing that she will guide and protect you through the long, uncertain months of winter. The magical doll that Vasilisa carried has become a central part of the offerings, a sacred object that symbolizes protection, wisdom, and the light that never fades. You have heard the stories passed down through the generations that those who fashion their own dolls made of wood, straw, or clay and place them near their homes will be blessed with good fortune. The dolls are more than just toys or decorations. They are guardians, imbued with the magic that once protected Vasilisa. As you sit in your home, you carefully carve your own doll, shaping its features with care, following the ancient methods you've learned from your elders. The doll is small, but it carries with it immense power. Its presence is a reminder that, though the winter may be harsh and unforgiving, there is always light to be found in the smallest of objects, in the smallest of acts. You place the doll on your windowsill, where the morning light will always find it. As night falls and the temperature dips even further, the villagers gather around the bonfire in the center of the village. This fire is not just for warmth. It is a spiritual act, a manifestation of the light that Vasilisa brought into the world. The flames rise high, crackling and popping as the logs burn, casting flickering shadows on the faces of the gathered villagers. You can feel the energy around the fire, the collective spirit of the people, all united by the same belief that the light of Vasilisa will protect them through the winter. The fire becomes a symbol, a bridge between the human world and the spiritual realm. As the fire burns brightly in the center of the village, you feel a deep sense of reverence, standing shoulder to shoulder with your neighbors and family members, all bound by a shared faith in Vasilisa's light. The fire represents her wisdom, her courage, and the eternal light that will guide you through even the darkest times. Around the fire, the villagers sing songs of praise to Vasilisa, their voices rising in harmony, blending with the sound of the crackling flames. The songs are ancient, filled with the stories of Vasilisa's bravery and wisdom, of how she faced the trials of the world with a steadfast heart and an unwavering belief in the goodness of the world. As you join in the singing, you can feel the strength of the words, the connection to the past, and the hope for the future. The fire burns brightly, casting light and warmth as you pray for good fortune in the months ahead. With each offering made, each prayer said, and each song sung, the villagers believe that Vasilisa will offer her blessing in return. You too offer your prayers, your heart full of hope and gratitude. You ask for protection during the cold winter months, for health and safety, for good fortune to guide you through the hardships ahead. The blessings are not just for physical survival, they are also for spiritual well-being, for the light of Vasilisa's wisdom to guide you through the darkest times. The magical doll, now placed in the center of the village with the offerings, is seen as a vessel of protection and spiritual guidance. You know that by honoring Vasilisa through your gifts, you are also receiving her light, a light that will keep the evil spirits and the darkness at bay. The doll, small and simple, is a sacred symbol. It represents the guiding force of wisdom, the strength to overcome adversity, and the light that never fades. In the stillness of the night, you feel the presence of Vasilisa. Her light is in the fire, in the prayers, and in the dolls that the villagers create. Her spirit fills the village, a constant reminder that no matter how dark the winter may seem, there is always a light to guide the way. You, too, are a part of this light, and by making your offerings, you are contributing to the shared strength of the community. The offering rituals are not only for the present, they are also a way of ensuring that the legacy of Vasilisa will continue for generations to come. You have been taught these rituals by your elders, and now you are passing them down to your children, ensuring that the story of Vasilisa's bravery and wisdom will live on. Each year, as the winter months approach, the rituals of the offering will continue, unbroken, from generation to generation. The light of Vasilisa becomes a living force, carried in the hearts of those who believe in her. You, as part of this ongoing tradition, have the power to inspire and protect the future, just as Vasilisa's story has inspired and protected those before you. The dolls, the bonfires, and the offerings are more than just physical acts. They are spiritual commitments to honor the wisdom of the past and to ensure that the light of Vasilisa will guide you through the darkest seasons. As the festival draws to a close, the fire begins to die down, but the warmth of the flames lingers in your heart. You know that the blessings of Vasilisa will carry you through the coldest months, that her spirit will continue to guide you and the community, ensuring that the light will always return. At the heart of Vasilisa's legend, there is a profound and enduring theme, the triumph of light over darkness. In a world that is often cruel and unkind, where evil lurks in the shadows, you are a symbol of hope and strength, showing that even in the most difficult and painful moments, there is always the potential for light to break through. The darkness in your story is not just literal, it represents the struggles that you face, the obstacles in your path, and the forces of evil that seem to challenge your spirit at every turn. It is in this battle between light and dark that you find your true purpose, your inner strength, and your deep connection to the wisdom passed down from your mother and the magical doll she left for you. From the beginning, you are no stranger to darkness. It comes in many forms: your stepmother's cruelty, the resentment of your stepsisters, and the endless tasks they set for you, meant to wear you down. Your mother's death is the first shadow you must face, and it feels as if the light has been snuffed out of your life. You feel the weight of grief pressing on your chest, a darkness that threatens to engulf you. But even in the wake of her death, her final gift, the magical doll, remains a constant source of guidance and strength. It is this gift, this connection to your mother's wisdom and love, that gives you the courage to keep going. The doll serves as your reminder that you are never truly alone. Even when the darkness seems endless, there is always a flicker of light guiding your way. Each time you face a challenge, each time you are told that you are not enough, you turn to the doll, and it offers you wisdom and clarity, helping you to see the path forward. When the trials grow harder, and the cold winds of winter begin to seep deeper into your bones, you still carry the light of hope within you. The trials set by your stepmother, tasks that seem impossible, are meant to crush your spirit, but instead, they become the spark that ignites your inner strength. Every time you complete one of her impossible tasks, you prove to yourself that you are capable, and that the light inside you is stronger than any evil she can throw your way. As your journey unfolds, it takes you into the heart of the forest, where the darkness grows deeper, more oppressive. It is in the depths of this forest that you must face your greatest trial, Baba Yaga, the witch whose very name is enough to send shivers down the spine of anyone who dares to speak it. Baba Yaga represents the ultimate evil, the darkness that seeks to swallow everything in its path. The forest is her domain, and it is said that no one can enter and survive without being touched by her evil. But you are not like the others. The darkness may surround you, but you carry within you the light of your mother's wisdom and the protection of the magical doll. You face Baba Yaga with bravery and intelligence, knowing that even in the most terrifying places, there is always a way to find the light. The tasks set by Baba Yaga, impossible though they may seem, are not just physical challenges. They are tests of your spirit, your wisdom, and your ability to remain steadfast in the face of fear. You must separate the grains, churn the butter, and retrieve fire from the heart of Baba Yaga's realm. These tasks are symbolic, reflecting your journey from darkness to light. They test your patience, your ability to stay grounded, and your trust in the wisdom passed down to you. Each trial you face deepens your inner strength. With every task completed, you prove to yourself that the light within you can overcome even the darkest forces. The magical doll, always by your side, whispers the answers to the riddles and offers the wisdom needed to succeed. And as you step into the heart of Baba Yaga's lair, holding the flame of light, you understand that the true battle is not just against the external forces of evil, but against the darkness within yourself, the fear, the doubt, the uncertainty that threaten to hold you back. When you return from Baba Yaga's realm, carrying the fire with you, you are not the same person who entered. The darkness that once loomed over you has been conquered, and you have emerged stronger, more resilient, and more connected to your own inner light. The fire, which symbolizes the life force, represents the triumph of light over darkness, and you now carry it with you, a beacon of hope for yourself and for others. In the end, it is not just physical strength that has allowed you to overcome the trials, but the inner strength you carry within. Your light, your bravery, wisdom, and courage has been tested and proven to be unbreakable. You have shown that no matter how powerful the forces of evil may seem, the inner strength of the human spirit can always rise above them. Your triumph is not just about completing the task set before you. It is about embracing the light within yourself and allowing it to guide you through the darkest moments of life. As you return from the depths of the forest, carrying the fire, you understand that this is your gift to the world, to be the beacon of light for those who need it most. The legend of Vasilisa the Beautiful lives on not just because of her bravery or her courage, but because of the truth it holds about the human condition. Her story is one of light, the light that resides within all of us, no matter how dark the world may seem. Through her wisdom, bravery, and unshakable belief in the goodness of the world, Vasilisa's story reminds you that light will always triumph over darkness. You too can embody this light. Like Vasilisa, you may face trials that seem insurmountable, forces that seem beyond your control, moments when the darkness feels too heavy to carry. But the story of Vasilisa teaches you that inner strength is the key. The light that Vasilisa carries, the wisdom of her mother, and the protection of the magical doll are all part of her inner light. You too have the power to face life's challenges with bravery, intelligence, and hope. The light is not something you have to find outside of yourself. It exists within you. Just as Vasilisa tapped into her inner wisdom to overcome evil, you too can draw upon your own inner light to face adversity. The trials you face in life may be difficult, but they are also opportunities for you to grow, to transform, and to emerge stronger than ever before. The legacy of Vasilisa is not just about the blessings she gave to the villagers or the protection she offered through their offerings. It is about the spiritual power she embodies, the light of wisdom, goodness, and resilience that lives within all of us. Her legacy continues through the generations, as each new person learns from her story and carries it forward. For you, Vasilisa's legacy is a reminder that no matter how difficult life may seem, you have the strength to overcome. You have the light within you, the wisdom, the courage, and the inner strength to navigate through life's darkest moments. Just as Vasilisa's light guided her through the challenges she faced, it will guide you through the dark winters of your life. As Vasilisa brought light to her people, you can bring light to the world around you. By embracing your inner strength and believing in the goodness of the world, you will become a beacon of hope for those who need it most. Vasilisa's story is your story too, a legacy of light, a reminder that no darkness is ever too strong to overcome. Around the crackling fire, the night is filled with an energy that cannot be contained. The songs rise from the voices of the villagers, blending in harmonious echoes that swirl around you like the smoke. The dancing begins, slow at first, but soon quickening with rhythm, as the beats of the drum stir the soul. You can feel the energy surging within you as the firelight dances across the faces of your people, and their joy becomes contagious. Each step you take in the dance, each note you sing, feels like a connection to something deeper, something older than yourself. This is no ordinary celebration. The Slavic people do not simply gather to dance for the sake of entertainment. No, this dance, this song, is a ritual, a sacred act designed to keep the forces of darkness at bay and to invite the blessings of the spirits and ancestors. You understand this as you step into the circle. Each movement, each twist of your body, is a part of a greater whole, a part of something that has been passed down through generations. The songs and dances are not just for joy, they are part of an ancient ritual, a spiritual act that aligns the present with the past, connecting the living with the ancestors. Around you, the fire burns brightly, casting shadows and light across the faces of your friends, family, and neighbors. Their expressions are filled with reverence, hope, and celebration. Together, you form a bond that is not just of community, but of shared belief, of unity in the ritual that has stood the test of time. As the fire crackles and pops, the rhythmic beating of the drum begins to swell. You can feel the deep, primal pulse of the music reverberate through the ground beneath you, rising in time with the ancient rhythm that has existed long before your time. The first notes are slow, cautious, like the hesitant steps of those who've come to honor this moment. But slowly, as the firelight flickers and the heat rises, the rhythm quickens. The drum beat deepens, growing in intensity, and you can feel it in your chest, like your heart is syncing with the beat. The villagers around you are already moving, their bodies swaying, their feet tapping, until finally everyone is on their feet, moving in unison. You step forward, feeling the energy building in your own body as it blends with that of your community. It's as though the entire village has become one living being, its pulse in harmony with the music and the fire. There's an unspoken connection between you and those around you, your neighbors, your family, the elders who have passed these traditions down to you. Each movement feels like a shared memory, like the ancestors themselves are dancing through you. You cannot explain it, but you feel it deep in your soul. Each sway of your hips, each stomp of your feet brings you closer to the ancient rhythms that have existed for generations. The group dancing begins as the drum beats grow louder and the rhythm quickens. The circle forms, and you take your place among the others. You feel the unity, the connection to everyone around you, as the steps and movements flow together in perfect harmony. The dance is more than just a sequence of steps. It is a living ritual, a spiritual act that connects you to something far beyond your understanding. The Slavic dances are ancient, steeped in the belief that the rhythms of the earth, the movements of nature, and the steps of ancestors are all reflected in the dance. Every step you take in this circle is a step closer to the forces of the earth, a movement that echoes the cycles of the seasons and the natural world. As you twirl and step in time with the music, you feel the rhythm of life within you, a pulse that ties you to the earth beneath your feet. You dance not just for the joy of the moment, but for something more. With each twirl, each step, you are reminding the spirits of your existence, and with every movement, you are calling upon the forces of nature to protect you, your family, and your community. The dance itself becomes a spiritual offering, a prayer to the ancestors and the spirits of the forest. It is said that when you dance in such rituals, the earth itself listens to your movements, feels your connection to it, and responds with blessings of health, protection, and vitality. The dances are traditional, passed down through generations, with each movement serving a purpose to ensure prosperity, fertility, and good harvests in the coming year. You, like your ancestors before you, trust in the power of this ritual, knowing that the spirits of the earth, the forest, and the ancestors watch over the dance, sending their blessings upon you. As the dance intensifies, you feel yourself becoming part of something larger, part of the rhythm of the world itself. The energy around the fire grows, the movements of the dancers quickening and expanding, as though the fire itself is guiding the steps. There is a moment, a fleeting moment, when the music, the dance, and the fire become one when you feel connected to the past, the present, and the spiritual realm. As the rhythm of the dance intensifies, you notice the villagers begin to don their masks, intricate, beautiful, and often terrifying in their design. The masks are not just for decoration, they are an essential part of the ritual. You slip on your mask carefully, the wood cool against your skin, the design unfamiliar yet somehow deeply comforting. The mask is your shield, a means of protecting yourself from the evil spirits that might wander close to the circle. But it is also more than that. The masks represent the spirits, the ancestors, the forest spirits, and the beings of the earth who exist in a realm between the living and the dead. When you wear your mask, you are not just hiding your face, you are becoming one with the spirits. The mask is a way to enter into communion with the spirit world, to give voice to those who have come before you, and to allow their power to flow through you. The act of wearing the mask transforms you. It is no longer just you dancing around the fire. It is a spiritual entity, a representation of the ancestral forces at play. The spirits who wear the mask are not confined to the realm of the dead. They live within you, guiding your movements, shaping your thoughts, and lending their strength to your dance. The mask is a bridge between the human world and the spiritual realm, connecting the living and the dead, the earth and the sky, the darkness and the light. It is through this ritual, through this transformation, that you receive their blessings. The mask wearing is not done lightly. It requires respect, reverence, and a deep understanding of the spiritual world. As you wear your mask, you know that it is not just for fun or entertainment. It is a sacred offering, a way to connect with the ancestors, the spirits of the forest, and the natural forces that govern your life. Through the mask, you invoke the spirits, asking for their protection, their guidance, and their blessings for the coming year. As the drumbeat intensifies and the music envelops you, you feel the weight of the mask settle against your face. It's not just a piece of wood or cloth, it is a gateway. The transformation begins slowly, imperceptibly at first, as you feel your body responding to the ancient rhythms of the dance. With every step, every movement, the mask begins to merge with you, becoming an extension of your body and spirit. The forest spirits, the guardians of the woods, the ancestors of your people, and the deities of the land are now with you. They are not separate. They are inside you, guiding your movements, shaping your intentions. As your feet move in perfect synchrony with the others around you, you feel the presence of the ancestors with every twirl, every stomp. The mask, once an inanimate object, now feels like it breathes with life. You are no longer just a dancer, you are a vessel for the spirits. They move with you, through you, and as your body sways, they lead you deeper into the spiritual realm. The transformation is palpable. The mask no longer feels like a disguise, but rather a second skin, a new identity that allows you to transcend the human realm and become part of something eternal. You can feel the ancient energy flowing through you, the power of the forest deities pulsing in the rhythm of your movements. The spirits are no longer distant entities. They are now one with you. The fire crackles and sparks in the background, but it is the light inside you, the light of the ancestors, the asterisk light of the land that guides you forward. With every step you take, you are carried deeper into the mystical realm of the spirits. The mask acts as the bridge between your world and theirs, allowing you to channel their energy, their wisdom, and their strength. As you leap into the air, you don't just feel the weight of your own body, you feel the weight of the past, the presence of those who have danced before you, who have performed this very ritual to connect with the forces of nature and the spirits of the earth. You are no longer just you. You are part of a greater whole, a living memory of the generations before you. The ancestors dance with you, their steps guiding your own. The spirits of the forest, the gods of the earth, and the ancient deities fill you with their strength. You become a living embodiment of their power, a living ritual, as much a part of the dance as the fire or the songs. As the dance continues, the firelight flickers and grows brighter. The flames, once small, now rise with greater intensity, casting a golden glow over the entire gathering. The fire is not just a physical presence, it is spiritual. It represents the divine energy that connects the earth, the sky, and the spirit realm. You feel the heat of the fire as it warms your skin, but it is the inner fire, the light of the ancestors, the power of the spirits that burns brightest within you. The fire becomes a living entity, an extension of the spirits that guide you. As you dance around it, you feel yourself becoming one with the flames, the rhythm of your feet matching the pulsing beats of the fire. The light that flickers in the flames is not just warmth, it is a symbol of life, of renewal, and of transformation. The fire represents the divine, the connection between the living and the dead, between the earth and the spirit realm. As you dance, the fire burns brightly, not just for the present, but for the future, for the light that will guide you through the darkest of times. In the rhythm of the dance, the fire grows in strength, and as you feel the heat on your skin, you are reminded of the light that Vasilisa herself embodied. Just as the flame of the fire burns away the darkness, so does the light within you burn through the shadows of doubt and fear. The fire becomes a reminder of your strength, of the strength that lives within you, passed down through generations of ancestors, each of whom danced in the light of the fire to protect, to empower, and to guide. You can feel the energy of the fire coursing through your veins, the spiritual connection between you, the dance, the mask, and the ancestors. You are not alone in this ritual. The spirits of your people are with you, guiding you, dancing with you, and ensuring that the light you carry will never fade. As the dance grows more intense, the fire reflects the growing power of your connection to the spiritual realm. It is the living flame of the ancestors, and with every movement, you draw closer to the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. As the dance reaches its peak, you feel a profound sense of connection to the world around you. The mask, which has become part of you, now feels like a living extension of your own being. It is more than a physical object, it is a channel through which the spirits speak, a way for the ancestors to connect with the living. The mask allows you to bridge the gap between the human world and the spirit realm, giving you access to the wisdom, power, and protection of those who have come before you. With the mask on, you are not just dancing for yourself. You are dancing for the spirits, for the ancestors, for the gods of the earth and the forests. Your body becomes a vessel for the power of the spirits, and through the mask, you are able to embody the strength, wisdom, and courage of those who have walked this path before you. The mask transforms you, turning you into a living conduit for the energy that flows through the earth, the fire, and the dance. As you leap into the air once more, the energy of the spirits flows through you. You feel invincible, the weight of the earth and the sky supporting you as you move with the rhythm of the fire. The mask gives you the courage to transcend your own limits, to step beyond the realm of the human and into the realm of the divine. You are not just a dancer, you are an embodiment of the spirits, a representation of the living force that connects the world of the living to the world of the dead. The mask, with its intricate carvings and deep symbolism, allows you to communicate with the spiritual realm in ways that words cannot express. It is a sacred object, a symbol of unity between the living and the spirits. And as you wear it, you realize that the power of the spirits is flowing through you, guiding your movements, giving you strength, and offering protection. As the fire burns low and the music begins to fade, the dance comes to a natural end. The rhythms slow, the drums quieten, and the last echoes of the song fade into the night. The energy of the dance lingers in the air, a living presence that continues to connect you to the spirits, to the ancestors, and to the world around you. The ritual of dancing and mask wearing is more than just an ancient tradition. It is a spiritual act that connects you to the eternal cycle of life and death, of light and darkness. Through the group dance, you have united with your community, sharing in the spiritual power that flows through the ritual. Through the mask, you have connected to the spirit world, allowing the ancestors and the forest spirits to join you in the dance. But more than that, you have become part of the legacy, the living tradition that has existed for generations. The mask and the dance are not just for today. They are for tomorrow and for every day to come. As you stand in the fading light of the fire, you feel a deep sense of connection to the eternal rhythm of life. The spirits are with you, the ancestors are with you, and the light you carry within you will continue to guide you, even in the darkest times. You have not just participated in this ritual, you have become it. You are part of the legacy of the spirits, part of the eternal dance, and part of the endless cycle of life that continues to unfold. As the fire dies down and the night becomes still, you know that this connection will never fade. It is always with you, always guiding you, always protecting you. You have not just participated in this ritual, you have become it. The fire's warmth still lingers on your skin, a reminder of the energy that passed through you, connecting you to something greater than yourself. The flames, which once roared in the night, have now dimmed, leaving behind only the glowing embers that flicker and fade into the darkness. But as the fire dies down, you understand that its light will never leave you. It has become a part of you, woven into the very fabric of your soul. The ritual has transformed you in ways words cannot fully express. The song, the dance, the mask, each element has pulled you deeper into the spiritual realm, connecting you to the ancestors, the spirits of the forest, and the forces of nature. The rhythms of the earth beat through your body. The ancient wisdom of your ancestors now flows in your veins, and the spirits walk with you, their power always at your back, guiding your path. For as long as you can remember, this ritual has been a part of you. It has shaped your understanding of the world and your place within it. But tonight, as the fire flickers and the last notes of the song fade into the night, you realize that you have crossed a threshold. You are no longer merely a participant in this ritual, you are a living embodiment of it. You have become one with the spirits, and the legacy of your people, the dance of your ancestors, and the wisdom of the earth are now alive within you. As the night grows still and the last vestiges of the fire's warmth fade into the air, the world around you seems to quiet, but inside you feel something deeper. The rhythm of the dance still pulses within you, the beats of the drum echoing in the depths of your soul. You realize that the dance you've participated in is not just an act for this moment. It is an eternal dance that has been performed for centuries, a dance that stretches back through the generations. And now, you are a part of that legacy. The ancestors who danced before you, their spirits still move in the wind. Their energy flows through the rivers, and their voices echo in the songs sung by the people. As you stand in the fading light, you feel their presence beside you. They are not just memories. They are here, now, in you. Their legacy lives through you, through every step you take, every song you sing, and every mask you wear. You are the living link between the past and the future. You carry their strength, their courage, and their wisdom forward, passing it down to the next generation, ensuring that their stories, their connection to the earth, and their rituals will continue. As you move away from the fire, the light fading from your skin but still glowing within your heart, you feel a sense of peace settle over you. The mask you wore, once an object of transformation, now rests gently in your hands, a symbol of the spiritual bond you have formed. You are no longer just yourself. You are one with the earth, with the spirits, and with the eternal cycle of life that has existed long before you and will continue long after. You understand now that this connection is not just something that happens once a year during the dance or the ritual. It is a lifelong bond, a spiritual thread that connects you to the world in ways you never imagined. The ancestors are always with you. Their wisdom and guidance are ever present, and the spirits of the forest, the land, and the elements are your protectors, always watching, always guiding. As you walk back to your home, the fire's warmth still lingers in your bones, but now there is a deeper warmth, one that comes from within. The legacy of the dance has filled you with a strength you didn't realize you had. The spirits of the ancestors are now within you, and they will continue to guide you through your journey. They have passed their wisdom and power to you, and now you carry it forward. The earth, the spirits, and the ancestors have entrusted you with this responsibility, and you understand the weight of it, but you are not afraid. You know that the light they pass down to you will never fade, that their guidance will always be available whenever you need it. Even as the night deepens and the stars emerge, you feel connected to everything around you. The forest, which once seemed so mysterious and ominous, now feels like an extension of yourself. The trees, the earth beneath your feet, the wind that stirs the branches, all of it is alive, and all of it is part of you. You understand now that the spirits of the forest have always been with you, and that they will continue to walk beside you as you move forward in your life. You hear the whisper of the wind in the trees, and in that whisper, you can hear the voices of those who have come before you. They are calling you to be strong, to walk with honor, to protect the land, and to continue the legacy of the dance, the mask, and the rituals. They ask you to preserve their wisdom and to share it with those who come after you. You are their heir, and it is your duty to ensure that the connection between the human world and the spirit world is never broken. The forest is alive with their presence, with the ancestors who have walked this land long before you. They are the protectors of the land, the guardians of the earth, and their spirits live within you. As you continue to walk through the night, you feel them beside you, guiding your every step, ensuring that you are never truly alone. As you come to the edge of the village, the fire now a distant memory, you take a deep breath and look back toward the firelight one last time. The ritual is over for this year, but you know the legacy of it will never fade. The light of the fire, the spirit of the dance, the wisdom of the ancestors, and the strength of the earth are all with you, always. The cycle continues, and you are now an integral part of it, carrying the light of the fire, the dance, and the mask with you into the days to come. You are part of something far greater than yourself. As the fire fades into the night, its warmth still lingers within you, a constant presence that will never leave. You are the guardian of the legacy, the one who will carry the dance, the song, and the mask forward into the future. And as the fire dies, you know that its light will always live on in you. The night may have ended, but you are not the same. The ritual has shaped you, transformed you, and connected you to the ancestors and the spirits in a way that is eternal. As you make your way back home, you carry with you the wisdom of the ritual and the promise of the future, that this connection will continue. You will pass it on to your children, your grandchildren, and beyond, ensuring that the cycle continues. The mask, the dance, the fire, they are all part of you now, part of your very essence. And as the years go on, you will carry the flame forward, ensuring that the legacy of the dance will never be forgotten. As the days grow shorter and the nights longer, you can feel a subtle shift in the air. The winter festivals are approaching, and you know that these moments are not merely for celebration, but for something much deeper, a way to honor the earth, to connect with its cycles, and to prepare for the dark months ahead. There is a sacred rhythm in everything around you, the earth, the wind, the gathering of food, and the preparation for the winter. These rhythms are not just natural, they are a part of you, a reminder that life, death, and rebirth are eternal, and you are woven into their fabric. When you look around, the world seems to slow, almost as if it too is preparing for the long slumber of winter. The cold winds pick up, and the first frost appears on the ground. There is a stillness in the air, yet within that stillness, you feel the heartbeat of the earth. It's a quiet reminder that the cycles of life are always turning, always shifting. Just as the trees shed their leaves to rest, so too must you prepare for the coming winter, a season of darkness that makes the eventual return of the light that much more meaningful. In the winter festivals, you and your people don't just come together to celebrate for the sake of entertainment. You come together to honor the earth and the natural world that sustains you. Through the rituals, you acknowledge the importance of balance, the balance between the earth's ability to provide and your ability to give back, to prepare, and to respect the cycles of nature. The air grows colder as the earth prepares for its rest, and you sense a quiet stillness settling over the land. The leaves have fallen from the trees, the once lush greenery now stripped back to reveal the bones of the earth. Even in the stillness, there is a sense of something powerful and alive. The rhythms of nature are like a pulse, a deep beat that echoes through the wind, through the branches, and through you. You feel connected to this pulse, not as an observer but as an active participant in the dance of life, death, and rebirth. The earth does not turn without you. Your actions, your respect for the cycles, are part of the eternal movement of the seasons. The winter festival marks the beginning of the dark months, a time when nature slows and the world takes a breath. This season of darkness is not one of despair, but of renewal. You understand that the winter holds a sacred purpose. It is a time for the earth to replenish, to rest, so that it can burst forth in new life when the light returns. In this period of quiet, the work of the past seasons ripples outward into the present and future. The earth cycles are woven into the fabric of existence, and you are woven into them as well. This is not a time for rest alone, though. You are preparing for the winter months. But preparing is not just about survival. It is a ritual of respect, of acknowledging your dependence on the earth and ensuring balance. There is work to be done. Food must be gathered, wood must be stockpiled, and the rituals of the festival must take place. But all of these tasks carry deeper significance. Every action you take is an offering to the earth, a way of returning the energy it has provided for you. You understand that the earth is not a tool to be used. It is a partner, a provider, and a sacred force that gives life and takes it in equal measure. As the frost settles on the ground and the winds carry the scent of snow, you feel the urgency of the preparations. There is no time to waste in gathering the harvest, storing the meat, or preserving the crops. You move quickly, not out of fear, but out of reverence for the cycles of the earth. You and your neighbors work together, gathering as much as you can before the cold closes in. The work is steady, deliberate. Every task is done with purpose. Each bundle of herbs you dry, each stack of firewood you pile, is not just to survive the winter. It is an acknowledgement of the gift of the earth, a way to ensure its balance is maintained. As you gather the last of the root vegetables, you feel gratitude for the earth's abundance. You know that soon the earth will rest, and during its rest, so will you. But even in the stillness of winter, the earth remains alive, its spirit never gone. But in a time of quiet rejuvenation, the winter solstice, though a time of darkness, signals the return of the light, a promise that growth and rebirth will come. It's in this cycle of darkness and light that you feel the deepest connection to the land. It is a reminder that life is cyclical, that the darkness has meaning and purpose, just as the light does. The season of preparation is upon you. As the days grow colder and the nights longer, you join the rest of the village in the sacred act of gathering, storing, and preparing for the winter months ahead. You understand that this work is more than a chore. It is a ritual, a necessary act of respect for the earth that sustains your people. As you gather food, stockpile wood, and ensure your home is ready for the cold, you are not merely preparing for survival, you are honoring the earth's rhythms and working with the land to ensure its blessings. The gathering of food becomes a time of great purpose. You go out with your neighbors, collecting the last fruits of the harvest, digging up root vegetables that will sustain you through the cold, and storing them with care. Each root you pull from the ground, each basket of berries you gather, is an offering to the earth, a way of ensuring that the cycle of life continues. You know that this is not just about filling your stores, it is about maintaining a relationship with the land. Every action you take in preparing the food is done with gratitude for the earth's bounty, knowing that its gifts will sustain you when the snow falls and the cold settles in. You are also preparing the meats that were harvested earlier in the year, ensuring that they are preserved for the months ahead. The smoke from the drying meats fills the air, a ritual in itself, and you know that it will offer sustenance, but it also represents the warmth of the earth's gifts held within the preserved meat. The act of preserving the food is a way of giving thanks, of ensuring that nothing goes to waste, and of respecting the cycles that sustain life. The work of gathering is done with care and consideration, for you understand that every meal shared is a reflection of the connection you have to the earth and the cycles it follows. You do not take these offerings lightly. Every fruit, every vegetable, every grain, and every piece of meat is a gift from the land, and it is your responsibility to use it wisely. As you gather, there is a quiet, almost reverent attitude among your community. You know that this work is not just about taking from the land, but about giving thanks for what it has provided. The earth is alive, and it must be treated with the utmost respect. The rituals of preparation are done with careful hands and thoughtful hearts, understanding that the food, the wood, and the resources you gather are not yours alone. They are gifts from the earth. When you pause to rest and drink from your water flask, you take a moment to acknowledge the earth's generosity. You offer a silent prayer, a wordless thank you to the land for the bounty it has provided, for the life it sustains, and for the cycle of renewal it promises. You know that each act of gathering is a form of exchange you give back in gratitude, and the earth, in turn, will offer up its blessings when the cycle turns again. You make sure to leave behind small offerings as a gesture of respect to the land. A handful of seeds, a flower placed gently on the ground, or a small piece of bread shared with the earth. These offerings are small, but their meaning is deep. They are symbols of respect, of balance, and of gratitude for the earth's endless ability to provide. As you walk away from the fields, you feel a deep sense of peace, knowing that you have honored the land in the way it deserves. Once the food has been gathered, the real work begins. You know that the fruits of your labor must be preserved, for the cold months ahead will require everything to last. The preserving process is just as sacred as the gathering. You prepare the food with care, ensuring that nothing goes to waste, and every part of the harvest is put to its best use. Whether it's drying fruits, canning vegetables, or smoking meat, the ritual of preservation is deeply ingrained in your community's tradition. Each piece of fruit that you carefully slice and hang to dry feels like a thank you to the earth. You watch the meat drying in the cool autumn air, knowing that it will help you through the dark winter months. Every task, no matter how small, becomes a sacred act of keeping the earth's gifts alive, even as it enters a period of rest. As the smoke from the meat curls up into the sky, it reminds you of the ancestral rituals, how they too preserved their food in the same way, offering the earth's abundance back in a form that could last through the cold. The preserving of food is more than just a survival task. It is a ritual of respect, a way of showing that you are prepared to honor the earth's bounty and ensure its future abundance. The food you preserve now is not just for you, but for the community. It is a reminder that survival is a shared effort, and you must work together to ensure that the cycle of life continues. The work of preparation is not done out of necessity alone. It is done out of a deep, spiritual connection to the land. You are part of the earth's cycle, just as the seasons are part of the earth. Each year, the same rituals are repeated: the gathering, the preserving, the offering. The cycle of life continues, and you are part of it. By preparing for the winter, you are not just ensuring your survival, you are reaffirming your place in the cycle, honoring the balance between life, death, and rebirth. There is something humbling about preparing for the winter months. The work is hard, yes, but it feels like a necessary sacrifice, a sacrifice made with love and gratitude for the earth. Every action is an offering. Every movement is a step toward maintaining the balance between humans and the land. You work with the earth, not against it, knowing that it is not just a resource to be used, but a partner to be respected. As you finish preparing the last of the winter stores, you step back and look at the work completed. You feel a deep sense of connection not only to your ancestors but to the land itself. The ritual of gathering, preparing, and preserving has united you with the earth in a way that feels both practical and spiritual. It is not just about filling your larder. It is about ensuring that you are in balance with the world around you, that you are a part of the greater whole that sustains life. As you gather the final pieces of firewood and prepare your home for the coming winter, you understand that these acts of preparation are more than just a matter of survival. They are an expression of your connection to the earth and its rhythms. The earth's cycles of life, death, and rebirth are mirrored in your own life, and each ritual of preparation brings you closer to understanding that connection. The food, the wood, the songs, and the prayers are all part of a sacred bond that ties you to the earth and its natural cycles. These rituals are not just about surviving the winter, they are about living in harmony with the earth, respecting its cycles, and ensuring that the balance of life is maintained. You are part of a much larger system, a system that has existed long before you and will continue long after you are gone. By preparing for winter with respect, gratitude, and understanding, you ensure that the cycle of life continues, and that you are part of the great circle that sustains everything on Earth. As you complete the final tasks, stacking the last pile of firewood and securing the doors against the coming cold, you feel a profound sense of fulfillment. The work is hard, but there is something deeply gratifying about it. A sense that you have not just worked for your own survival, but for the preservation of life itself, a cycle that stretches beyond your existence and connects you to everything around you. You have honored the land, and now the land will sustain you. In the final moments of preparation, as the fire burns brightly in the hearth, you pause and look around your home. The food has been stored, the firewood is neatly stacked, and the shelter is secure. In this stillness, you feel the presence of the earth, its rhythms pulsing within the very walls of your home. Everything around you is part of the greater balance. The food in your storehouses, the firewood stacked neatly by your door, the herbs drying above the hearth, all of these elements are part of the earth's rhythm. And by participating in these rituals, you have synchronized your own life with the flow of the seasons, honoring the earth's natural cycles of growth, rest, and renewal. In this moment, you are deeply aware that you are just one small thread in the vast web of life that surrounds you. The earth, the forest, the animals, and the ancestors are all woven together, each part of the larger system that sustains life. The rhythms of the earth, the cycles of day and night, the changing seasons, the birth and death of plants and animals are mirrored in your own existence. You, too, experience these cycles in your life, from childhood to adulthood, from growth to rest, from harvest to rebirth. As you prepare for winter, you are reminded of the mutual dependence between you and the land. The earth provides, and in return, you respect and care for it, ensuring that its gifts are used wisely and without waste. The wood you gather is not just a resource. It is a sacred gift from the trees that grow in the forest. The food you harvest, whether from the fields or the wild, is not just sustenance. It is a promise from the earth that it will continue to nourish you as long as you continue to honor its cycles. In preparing your home for winter, you acknowledge that the earth is alive. It is not just a backdrop to your life, but an active participant in your existence. The very air you breathe, the food you eat, the wood that warms your home, and the fire that lights your nights all come from the earth, and in turn, it is your responsibility to care for it. You are not separate from the earth. You are deeply connected to it. And by respecting its rhythms, you ensure that the cycle of life continues for generations to come. As the winter draws near, the rituals of preparation become more than just tasks. They become a way of living in harmony with the land. The act of gathering, storing, and preparing is not just practical. It is a spiritual connection to the earth cycles. Each task, whether it's drying herbs, preserving food, or stoking the fire, becomes an act of reverence, a way of honoring the earth that sustains you. You understand that these rituals are not merely about getting through winter. They are about living with intention, aligning yourself with the natural rhythms of the world. Just as the earth rests in winter to prepare for the rebirth of spring, so too must you take time to pause, to reflect, and to prepare. The cold months ahead are not a time of despair. They are a time for renewal, a time for the earth to recharge, just as you too will find time to recharge and reflect. You are deeply aware that winter is a time of rest for the earth, and it is equally important for you to rest as well. The preparation you have made will sustain you, but it is not just physical sustenance that is required. The mental and spiritual preparation are just as important. As the days grow shorter and the nights longer, you are called to reflect on the year gone by, to give thanks for what you have harvested, and to prepare for the new growth that will come in the spring. In the stillness of the evening, with the fire gently crackling in the hearth, you realize that the rituals of preparation are not just a means of survival. They are an act of spiritual responsibility, a way of acknowledging that you are a part of a larger cycle. By preparing for winter with gratitude and respect, you honor the earth's role in sustaining all life. You are not alone in this process. You are part of the community, and the community, in turn, is part of the earth. As you sit in front of the fire, you feel a deep sense of peace. The preparations are complete, and the sense of connectedness to the earth is overwhelming. You understand that these rituals are not just about getting through winter. They are about respecting the earth's cycles, living in harmony with the seasons, and ensuring that the balance of life remains intact. The earth sustains you, and in turn, you respect it, using its resources wisely and ensuring its future prosperity. The earth cycles of life, death, and rebirth are eternal. The trees will continue to grow, the seasons will continue to turn, and life will continue to renew itself. You are an integral part of that cycle, and by respecting it, you ensure that the legacy of life will continue. Your work now is a sacred act, an offering to the earth that will sustain not just your own life, but the life of future generations. The food, the wood, and the rituals you have prepared will not only carry you through the harsh winter, they will ensure the balance of life remains intact for those who come after you. As you reflect on the work completed and the preparations made, you feel a profound sense of gratitude for the earth's gifts. The work is done, and now it is time to rest and wait for the return of the light in spring. But even as you settle into the quiet of winter, you know that rebirth is inevitable. The cycle of life, like the turning of the seasons, is constant and unbroken. In the depths of winter, when the earth appears dormant, there is always the promise of renewal just beneath the surface. The winter may be long and cold, but spring will come again. The earth's rhythms are unyielding, and you are part of that rhythm. By preparing for the cold months, by honoring the earth and its cycles, you have ensured that the cycle of life, death, and rebirth will continue, just as it always has. You are not separate from the earth's rhythm. You are part of it, and it is part of you. Together, you move through the seasons, learning, growing, and preparing for the return of the light. As the fire dims and the room grows quiet, you feel a deep sense of peace. The work is done, the earth has been honored, and the cycle of life continues. Through the rituals of preparation, you have aligned yourself with the natural world, ensuring that you are prepared for the winter, and in doing so, ensuring the balance of life. You are part of the earth's eternal cycle, and as long as you continue to live in harmony with it, the earth will continue to provide. The rebirth of spring is assured, and as you settle into the quiet of winter, you are at peace, knowing that life will continue, just as it always has. The earth, with its endless cycles, will sustain you, and you, in turn, will continue to honor it for generations to come. As the days begin to stretch longer, you feel the subtle shift in the air. The cold no longer feels as biting, and the earth beneath your feet begins to stir with the first signs of life. The winter festivals are drawing to a close, but what lies ahead is not just the end of the cold months, it is the beginning of a new cycle. The rituals and celebrations are not just about surviving the winter, they are about welcoming the light of spring, ushering in a new season of growth, hope, and renewal. You know that these festivals, marked by fire and song, are not just a way of closing the door on winter, they are a ritual act of transformation. Spring is not just a season, it is a promise that life, no matter how long the cold lasts, will always return. It is the rebirth of the earth, a time when everything dormant will come alive again. And as you prepare to celebrate the arrival of spring, you feel the weight of these ancient traditions, rituals, passed down through generations, each one carrying the same hope and renewal that will shape the earth for years to come. With each passing day, the warmth grows stronger. You feel the change in the air. The earth beneath your feet seems to hum with energy, and you know that spring is on the horizon. The rituals you are about to participate in are the final acts of the winter festival, the closing of one chapter and the welcoming of a new season. It is a time of celebration, of gratitude for the darkness that gave way to the light, and of hope for the abundance that will come with the new growth of the season. One of the most important rituals that marks the end of the winter festival is the burning of effigies, a symbolic act that celebrates the end of winter and the arrival of spring. You and the villagers gather in the square, where a large effigy of winter has been carefully crafted, adorned with symbols of the cold season, woolen scarves, icicles, and snowflakes painted on its surface. The effigy is large, towering over the crowd, and you know that its purpose is not just symbolic. It represents all that winter brings: the cold, the darkness, and the harshness of the season. But it also represents a sacrifice, a necessary step toward renewal. The effigy is not just a symbol of winter's departure, it is a representation of the cycles that govern the earth. Just as winter must come to an end, so too must winter's hold on the earth. You are part of the ritual to release the old, to clear the way for the new. The fire that will burn the effigy represents the transformation of one season into the next. And as the flames leap high, they take with them the cold, the darkness, and all that no longer serves the earth. As the crowd gathers around the bonfire, you feel the energy of the community. The song begins, and the voices of your people rise together, chanting, singing, and calling upon the spirits of the earth to renew the land. You can feel the heat of the fire even from where you stand, and it fills you with a sense of excitement. This is a moment of transformation. It is not just about surviving winter. It is about celebrating the rebirth of the earth, about giving thanks for the light that is returning. The ritual of burning the effigy is an act of purification. It represents the destruction of the old and the embracing of the new. As the flames begin to consume the effigy, you watch as winter, represented in its woolen clothes, icicles, and frost-covered branches, turns to ash, its power diminished by the flames. You can feel the weight of the ritual, for this is a moment when you release the past and make room for the promise of spring. The burning of the winter effigy is a deeply symbolic act. You know that this ritual is not just a celebration, it is an offering to the earth, a way to cleanse the land of the old and invite new life. The fire represents the light that is returning to the world, and as the flames consume the effigy, you can feel the power of the earth being renewed. Spring is not just a season, it is a spiritual force, a reminder that even after the longest and coldest of winters, life will always return. The burning of winter is a necessary step toward welcoming the warmth, the growth, and the abundance of the coming months. The effigy burning is also a community ritual. You and your neighbors, your family, and your elders gather around the fire, united in purpose. As the flames lick the sky and the effigy crumbles into ash, you understand that you are all part of this cycle, that the ritual you perform now will continue for generations to come. The cycle of life, death, and rebirth will persist, and you will continue to honor it, year after year, generation after generation. As the last of the effigy crumbles into ash and the fire burns low, you feel a deep sense of gratitude for the light, for the earth's resilience, and for the promise of the new season. But this is not the end of the celebration. This is only the beginning. The songs of rebirth now begin, filling the air with the sounds of renewal. The villagers gather together, you included, and the songs that rise from your mouths are not just melodies. They are prayers, invocations, and celebrations of the return of the light and the growth that is about to begin. The songs speak of new life, fertility, and the abundance that the spring will bring. The music swells, and with every note, you feel the land waking up. The earth is stirring beneath you. The plants are beginning to bud, and the first shoots of green are pushing through the frozen ground. The songs are not only about the season, they are about the spirit of renewal that comes with the spring. You sing not just because it is tradition, but because in these songs there is a deep connection to the earth. As the drums beat and the flutes play, you feel the pulse of the earth matching your own heartbeat. The rhythms are as old as time itself, and as you sing, you become part of the eternal cycle of life. The songs of rebirth are more than just joyful tunes. They are acts of reverence, invocations, and thanksgiving to the earth for the return of the light. As you sing, You acknowledge the dark months that have passed and the new life that is now beginning to unfold. These songs are a collective voice, a prayer to the earth and the spirits that guide it. You join your community in offering thanks for the rebirth that is promised with the coming of spring. The songs are not just celebrations of the season, they are affirmations of the cycle of life, death, and rebirth that governs the earth. These songs are not just personal, they are shared voices. You sing them with your neighbors, with your family, with your ancestors who are present in spirit. The songs are as much about connection as they are about celebration. They link the living to the dead, the earth to the sky, and the past to the present. As the rhythms of the drum and the melodies of the voice fill the air, you are reminded that you are not alone in this ritual. You are part of a greater community, a living memory that stretches back through generations. And together, through song, you welcome the rebirth of the earth and the new season of life that is about to begin. The effigy is gone, the winter has passed, and now, as the final notes of the songs fade into the night air, you feel a sense of peace settle over you. The spring is here. The earth will soon be alive again, filled with growth, renewal, and hope. You are ready for what comes next, ready for the cycles to continue. The rituals are complete, but the promise of spring remains in your heart. As you look up at the sky, the first stars emerging in the evening light, you know that spring has arrived. The earth is waking, and with it, you too will awaken. The cycle continues, life, death, and rebirth, all part of the eternal rhythm of the world. The earth is always turning, always renewing itself, and you are a part of that process. Together, with your community, you have honored the land, and now you are ready to embrace the new life that is to come. The effigy is gone, its remains now nothing but ash scattered to the winds, and the rituals of winter have come to a close. The cold has begun to recede, leaving behind a lingering sense of peace. As the last notes of the songs fade into the night air, you stand quietly by the fire, feeling the warmth of the flame that represents the light returning to the earth. The winter, with all its challenges and stillness, has passed, and spring is here. The promise of renewal is no longer a distant hope, it is unfolding before you. Like the first buds on the trees, the first shoots of grass pushing through the frozen earth. The earth, once wrapped in the stillness of winter, is now stirring. You can feel it, the subtle vibrations beneath your feet, the hum of the land coming alive again. The air seems fresher, lighter, as though the earth is taking its first breath after a long, deep sleep. It's as though everything that has been dormant, the land, the trees, the spirits of the forest are stretching out, waking from the slumber of the cold months. You feel this too, a stirring deep inside yourself, a quiet awakening as the land begins to wake. Spring has arrived, and you are ready to embrace it with open arms. The earth's cycles of life, death, and rebirth are not just abstract concepts, they are living rhythms that pulse within you. Just as the earth renews itself, so too do you feel the pull to renew, to reflect on the past, and open yourself to the new life that is coming. As the stars begin to emerge in the clear night sky, you look up, feeling a quiet awe at the vastness above you. The sky, once cold and harsh in winter, now feels welcoming, as though it is part of the rebirth unfolding beneath your feet. The first stars are twinkling, brighter now, clearer as the chill of winter recedes and the air grows warmer. It's as if the entire universe is signaling the beginning of a new chapter. You stand for a moment, taking it all in the scent of the fresh night air, the flickering of the firelight in the distance, and the songs of rebirth that still echo softly in your mind. There is something sacred in this moment, in the transition from winter to spring. The rituals of the past days have not only prepared you for the practicalities of the coming months, they have prepared you spiritually. The effigy burning, the songs of renewal, the dance of life, and all the shared rituals of your community have connected you deeply with the land. But now, in this quiet moment, as the night settles in and the first light of spring begins to edge into the sky, you feel the promise of what is to come. The cold months were necessary for growth and renewal, but now is the time for the earth to return to full life. The rhythm of life, death, and rebirth is not only a natural cycle, it is a spiritual truth. You understand that you, like the earth, are always in flux, always growing, and always renewing yourself. The festivals, the rituals, the songs, and the acts of gratitude have bound you to the eternal cycle of the land. And as you welcome the spring, you feel that you too are part of this ongoing cycle, a cycle that is ancient, timeless, and ever renewing. As the village gathers once more, the songs of renewal are sung, but this time they are different. These songs are no longer a farewell to the harshness of winter, they are celebrations of what is to come. As you join the others, your voice rises in harmony with the voices of your neighbors, your family, your elders. The songs are filled with hope, with joy, and with gratitude for the return of life. There is a reverence in the air, a sense that you are not merely singing songs, you are invoking the very spirit of spring itself. The community stands together, united in purpose, united in the knowledge that spring has arrived not only for the earth, but for all of you. As the songs ring out, you feel the connection between yourself and your neighbors grow stronger, deeper. This is not just a shared celebration, this is a communal act of faith, a collective acknowledgement that the cycle of life is eternal, that spring will come no matter how long the winter lasts. The celebration of spring is not just an act of joy, but of deep spiritual connection. You and everyone around you are a part of this shared ritual, a ritual that has existed for as long as the land has been turning. You honor the earth and the ancestors by continuing these rituals, by maintaining this sacred bond that links the present to the past and the future. Together, you are not just welcoming spring, you are reaffirming the eternal cycle of life. As the night deepens and the first buds of spring begin to peek through the soil, you feel an overwhelming sense of renewal. The earth is coming back to life, and with it, you too feel a new sense of purpose and growth. It is as though the land is speaking directly to you, calling you to begin again, to start anew. You look around at the faces of your neighbors, your community, each one reflecting the same sense of hope and anticipation. The songs, the rituals, and the effigy burning have not only transformed the earth, they have transformed you. You are ready for the new season, ready to embrace the challenges and the growth that lie ahead. The earth, now full of promise, is waiting for you to sow the seeds of the coming year, and you stand ready to do your part in the cycle of life. The rebirth of spring is not just a seasonal change, it is a rebirth of spirit. You have released the past, the cold, the harshness, and now you are prepared for the abundance and growth that will come. The earth has renewed itself, and now you must renew yourself in return. This is the promise of spring of new life, rising from the earth, and with it, the promise that you too will grow, change, and flourish in the coming months. As the final notes of the songs fade into the quiet of the evening, you stand in awe of what has just transpired. The earth has awakened, the rituals have been completed, and now the promise of spring is yours to embrace. You are part of this eternal cycle, the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. The earth provides, and you, in turn, provide respect and gratitude, ensuring that the cycle continues for future generations. You have welcomed spring not just as a season, but as a spiritual renewal, a time to embrace the new growth that is to come. The land is alive again, and with it, you are ready to face the future with a renewed sense of purpose, connection, and hope. Spring has come. You are ready to rise with the earth, to grow and transform as it does. This is the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter that will unfold with new life, new experiences, and the eternal promise of rebirth. The winter festivals of the Slavic people are more than just celebrations. They are a powerful reminder of the resilience of the human spirit. As you have witnessed, the long, cold nights do not break their will. Instead, these moments of communal gathering remind you that even in the harshest winters, there is a spark of light that can never be extinguished. The rituals, the songs, the firelight, they are symbols of endurance. They represent the strength to find joy, even when the earth seems to rest in stillness, and the darkness stretches on for what feels like forever. These festivals are not just about celebrating survival, they are about celebrating life itself. Despite the darkness that surrounds, there is always connection to the earth, to the ancestors, and to the community. As you sing the ancient songs and dance around the fire, you are not just honoring the past, but inviting the future. The act of lighting fires, burning effigies, and sharing in the rituals serves as a reminder that no matter how long the winter seems, spring will always return. Light will always return. Through these rituals, the people of the village come together, not only to face the challenges of winter, but to celebrate the triumph of the human spirit. In the midst of hardship, there is always the promise of renewal, the promise of growth, and the hope that life, just like the earth, will always find a way to begin again. In a world where it is easy to forget the natural rhythms of life, these winter festivals help to remind you that the earth's cycles continue regardless of human struggles. They weave you into something larger than yourself, something that extends far beyond the present moment. The passing of winter is inevitable, and with it, the return of the light. The rituals of these festivals symbolize this eternal truth, the cycles of nature, of life, of growth, and of rebirth. As the firelight flickers, casting long shadows across the faces of the villagers, you feel the weight of the rituals that have been carried out for generations. The songs that echo through the night, the dances performed under the cold sky, and the sacred act of burning effigies are not just remnants of tradition, they are living acts of connection, passed down through the ages. You are not merely an observer in this ceremony. You are a participant in a timeless thread, woven into the fabric of the earth's cycles, the people's struggles, and the triumphs of the human spirit. There is a unique power in ritual, a power that does not rely on the outward conditions of the world. It is a power born of resilience, of hope, and of the profound belief that no matter the darkness, the light will return. You understand, as you stand in the circle with your community, that these rituals are far more than a celebration of survival. They are a celebration of life itself, of the ability to find joy in the darkest of times. The earth may seem still and dormant, but it is alive with potential. The long nights of winter, cold and dark though they may be, are not the end of the story. They are part of the cycle that brings growth and new beginnings. This connection to the earth, to the natural world, is so much more than just physical survival. It is a spiritual understanding that life, in all its forms, is intertwined with the earth's rhythms, the seasons, the cycles of the moon, the growth of plants, the sleep of animals. All form a grand design, a plan that holds within it the promise of renewal. As you perform the rituals, the lighting of the fires, the dancing, the prayers, you are acknowledging that you are not separate from this cycle. You are part of it, and by honoring it, you align yourself with something far greater than yourself. These rituals give you a sense of connection, a sense of purpose that extends beyond the individual to the community and, ultimately, to the earth itself. In the midst of the harshest winter, the darkness can feel overwhelming, as though it will never end. The days are short, the nights long, and the cold seems to seep into every corner of your home, your body, and your mind. Yet, despite the relentless darkness, you know in your heart that it is temporary. The rituals of the winter festivals serve as a reminder that the darkness will not last forever. The light will return, just as it has returned to the earth for centuries, long before you were born and long after you are gone. You understand that the return of spring is not just about the changing of the seasons. It is a profound symbol of rebirth, a promise that light will always follow darkness, that growth will always follow rest, and that life is a cycle that is constantly renewing itself. Every fire you light, every effigy you burn, and every song you sing is a small act of faith in this promise. These rituals, simple though they may seem, are powerful because they remind you of your role in the cycle, your part in the grand story of life, death, and rebirth. In this way, the rituals are not just a way of marking time, they are a spiritual affirmation that, no matter how dark the winter, light will always return. The effigy burning, the songs of renewal, and the community dances all serve as acts of transformation, symbols of your belief that life will continue, that the earth will renew, and that no matter how difficult the winter, the spring will come. These rituals are a reflection of the resilience of the human spirit, a spirit that does not give in to the cold, does not surrender to the darkness, but instead finds ways to celebrate life and connect with the earth even in the most challenging times. When you take part in these rituals, whether you are singing, dancing, or lighting a fire, you are living in harmony with the earth's rhythms. You are aligning yourself with the natural cycles of life. These rituals are not just about observing the seasons, they are about actively participating in them, about honoring the earth's role in sustaining you and your community. Through the rituals of fire, song, and dance, you are not simply celebrating the earth's gift of life, but you are also giving back, offering gratitude for the blessings you have received, and ensuring that the cycles continue. The rituals are communal acts that reinforce the sense that you are part of something much greater than yourself. When you join in song and dance, you are not just singing for yourself, you are singing for the earth, for the community, for the ancestors, and for the future. You are participating in a cycle that has been passed down through generations, and you are ensuring that it will be passed on to the next generation. These rituals are powerful because they connect you to something ancient and eternal. The earth's rhythms are timeless, and by participating in them, you are reminded that you are part of a story that stretches back through time and will continue into the future. The rituals honor the earth's cycles, and in doing so, they reaffirm your connection to the world around you, your community, your ancestors, and the earth itself. As you stand in the warmth of the firelight, watching the embers glow, you feel a deep sense of gratitude and hope. The rituals have reminded you that even in the darkest of winters, there is always the promise of renewal. These festivals are more than just a way to survive. They are about living and thriving, about finding joy and meaning in the face of hardship. Through these rituals, you've come to understand the resilience of the human spirit. Despite the challenges, despite the long, cold nights, the human spirit remains unbroken. The festivals are a reflection of that resilience. They are an act of faith that, even when the darkness seems overwhelming, the light will always return. Through ritual, community, and connection, you have reminded yourself and others that life is more than just about survival. It is about celebration, growth, and rebirth. As the final notes of the songs fade into the night, you understand that the rituals of the winter festival are not just about marking time. They are about continuing a living tradition. The cycles of life are eternal, and you are now a part of that eternal cycle. The earth's rhythms, the human spirit, and the rituals that honor them are passed down through time, from generation to generation. You are now part of that continuum, and the rituals you have participated in will continue with the next generation, just as they have continued for centuries. By taking part in these rituals, by honoring the earth and its cycles, you are ensuring that the balance of life is maintained and that the promise of rebirth will continue. The earth will continue to turn, the seasons will continue to shift, and life will continue to renew itself, just as it has done since the dawn of time. Let these stories guide you into a peaceful sleep, where the past and present meet. As you lay your head to rest, may you feel the warmth of the fire, the rhythm of the song, and the resilience of the human spirit within you. You are a part of the same cycles of life, death, and rebirth that have shaped humanity for millennia. The darkness of winter may seem overwhelming at times, but the festivals you've experienced show you that, no matter how long the night, light always returns. As the earth rests and the stars above twinkle softly in the night sky, let the promise of spring fill your thoughts, bringing hope, peace, and a quiet understanding that the seasons will turn. Even in the most challenging times, there is always the hope of renewal. You are part of this eternal cycle, connected to the earth, to the past, and to those who will come after you. The warmth and the light will always return. Let the rituals of the Slavic winter festival stay with you, filling your heart with a sense of peace, strength, and connection. The warmth of spring will soon follow the cold, just as joy will follow sorrow, and growth will follow rest. Take comfort in knowing that the light is always on the horizon. As you drift into sleep tonight, know that the past, present, and future are intertwined, connected by the eternal rhythms of life. Don't forget to subscribe for more journeys into the past, where stories like these will continue to remind you of the cyclical nature of life, the power of hope, and the eternal return of light. Good night, and may the light of spring guide your dreams.